Tech Talk Alert. After our latest digital life hack, you're going to hear one of my weekend show's best calls. You don't want to miss it. Remember when James Dean yelled, "You're tearing me apart" in Rebel Without a Cause? Or Sir Laurence Olivier in Hamlet? Well, imagine those two reading your lunch order. I'm Kim Commando for Bioptimizers. Try their Magnesium Breakthrough Supplement today. For an additional 10% off, go to bioptimizers.com/Kim. And AI company 11 Labs is bringing back the voices of dead Hollywood icons through their new Reader app. This app can turn anything you write, text messages, articles, PDFs, into voiceovers spoken by AI versions of Judy Garland, James Dean, Burt Reynolds, and more. Here's how it works. Just pop open the 11 Reader app, type in anything, pick a voice you want, and hit play. Here's what Burt has to say about me.
Whenever you listen to Kim Commando, you're always in the know about everything tech.
Well, thank you, Burt. Now that's amazing. Want to try it yourself? Just get the 11 Reader app. Sign up for my free newsletter at getkim.com. Hey there, tech lovers and wannabes. Want to stay ahead of the game? You've got to check out my YouTube channel. It's amazing. So many people are loving my new and improved channel. For starters, we've got fresh how-to videos every week, like how to block those super annoying political text messages, let important calls through even in Do Not Disturb mode, and oh boy, watch out for sneaky QR codes that can actually brick your phone. It doesn't stop there. Join me for Kim Commando Today, a fun podcast where we break down the latest tech news and trends. It's like talking tech with a friend, minus all the boring stuff. You'll get the latest tips and tricks to keep you in the know and have a little fun while doing it. Plus, who doesn't love being the tech-savvy one in the crowd? So head to youtube.com/Kim Commando, hit subscribe, and make sure you never miss a new video or podcast. That's youtube.com/Kim Commando. And when you're there, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That's youtube.com/Kim Commando, with a K, of course. And I'll see you on the video. As promised, I'm now bringing you a standout call from my weekend show. Bart in Honolulu, Hawaii. Aloha, Bart.
Aloha, Kim.
Welcome.
Great to be on the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So, what's happening in Honolulu?
Well, I go to a church, small church, and we're Zooming our services. And we're finding out that using an iPhone or webcam is lacking a little bit of controls. We can't get good images and sound quality. So I'm looking for a digital camera that can take input sound and has aperture control.
Oh, that's great. And so it's funny how with the pandemic, everybody pivoted, right? How long did it take you guys? How long did it take you guys to actually get the services up on Zoom?
It was really fast. We were just in 2 weeks, we're up and running.
Well, that's great. That's fantastic. All right. So, the good news is that if you are looking for like a real digital camera and something like you can use during the services on the weekends and then maybe during the week on events and to the beach and good things like that, is that the big camera manufacturers, I'm talking about like the Canons and the Sonys and the Nikons and the Fujifilm of the world, is that when the pandemic hit, is that they started releasing the option for you to use the camera connected as a webcam. Because I don't know if you remember, but it was really hard to buy a webcam for a while. And so the camera manufacturers kind of stepped up to the plate and they said, okay, yeah, we know that you can hook your camera up through an HDMI cable, but that's a bit of a hassle. But now you can hook your camera up through a USB port. So if you already have an existing Canon, Nikon, Sony, Fujifilm, Panasonic, Olympus, or GoPro, is that they've started building the webcam options into their software. So do you have anything yet or no?
Yeah, nothing. I have something so old that the resolution is not so good.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, and if it's that old, it probably wouldn't even have that option either. And we want everybody to be looking good during the Zoom call. So what's your budget look like?
I'm hoping to stay within 1,000.
Oh, that's sweet. You can do that. Do you have any other requirements for it? The camera? I mean, when aside from just the aperture, because that's pretty standard, anything else that you're like, wow, I wish that it had this?
That it can take an audio input, so it's not just taking a microphone and taking ambient sounds.
Sure. Most of the higher end cameras can do that. And then I'm sure you have the lighting taken care of, right? You got all that?
Right.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So let me do this. Let me go shopping for you, if you will, and let me look at the best option under $1,000. And what I'd like to do is find a whole. If I can find you a whole kit with maybe a few extra batteries, and so this way, if this service goes long, or if you want to be able to just take the camera and run, that we don't have to worry about plugging it in or charging it, or getting a few extra batteries is always a good idea, and some extra lenses. So if you wanted to zoom in really nicely, you could do that. Do you have a specific brand that you like? My preference is always Nikon or Canon, but which is there a brand that you like?
No, those are fine.
Okay. All right. Well, let me do this. Let me look at, say, something like a D500 versus a D7500, or even something like that with a Nikon. What's interesting is that when you go shopping for these packages, Bart, is that it used to be that the packages that Costco had were always the best packages, and sometimes they really are. That's why I want to spend some time on this to see where I can get you the best deal, because Amazon now, the Nikon store, and sometimes they are competing, but there's always that old adage that, if you want to sell something at Costco, it has to be better than anything that's available anywhere else. And I just want to spend some time, take me about 20, 30 minutes to figure out which is the best one for you. And I'll post my findings over in the Q&A forum for everybody else. And then in case you want to check it out, and Bart will send them directly to you too. And mahalo for your call and being part of our Ohana. Really, really appreciate your support on the islands. Really, we have so many great listeners, so many great callers on all the islands, and we always love hearing from you. Hey, thanks for listening. Now, if you have a tech hiccup that you want me to solve, your path is clear. Head over to commando.com and click that Email Kim link. I go through every single note. I read every single one, I promise. Now, don't be the last to know. Get the tech edge that you need in today's life. Get my free daily newsletter over at getkim.com. That's getkim.com.